They admitted it that they brought Fulanis into this country to win election. They didn't hide it. They said after they finished, they wanted those Fulanis to go back, and they didn't go back, so they wanted.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video, a shocking interview on channel television has gone viral as a Yoruba elder and Afenifere leader accused the APC government of importing Fulani bandits into Nigeria. It all started when Channels TV Maupe Ogun asked him if Afenifere was just politicizing insecurity, but his response was fiery. He said, "I am not politicizing anything. I am telling you what they are doing, what they intend to do, and what they want to achieve." When Maupe asked, "Who are the there, sir?" he replied sharply, "The government." Then came the bombshell. The elder said it was during the last administration that bandits were brought into Nigeria. According to him, it was part of a plan during the elections, and he insisted that the same APC government admitted it on national TV. He claimed that after using them, the government tried to pay them off, but they refused to leave. Maupe quickly jumped in, saying Channels TV had interviewed former Governor Rufai, and at no point did he admit such a thing. She explained that Rufai only talked about Fulani herders who lost their cattle in post-election violence, and that the government went to negotiate peace, not import bandits. But the elder didn't budge. He fired back. "You are a Nigerian. You must know. The APC imported Fulani into this country to win elections." At that point, the tension in the studio was serious. Maupe kept trying to clarify, but the Afenifere leader stood firm, insisting Nigerians already know the truth. Now, that clip has spread everywhere online. Nigerians are asking, could this be true? Did the past government actually import bandits for politics? Or is it just another claim without proof? Whatever the truth is, this interview has set social media on fire. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
So are we is Afenifere taking a more holistic look at this security problem instead of just saying, oh, this is about politics, some people just want to grab power or they want to grab and run? Because at the end of the day, if we continue to politicize the problems, will we find a solution, the right solution to what is currently bedeviling our land?
You are the one politicizing it, I'm not. I've just told you what they are doing and what they intend to do and what they intend to achieve. I didn't politicize it.
Who are the they, sir?
Thank you, the government. I've just told you that one of their leaders before said, and he must know, he said that once you have insecurity in place for more than 24 hours, the government has a hand in it. I didn't say it. The former head of state said it. And now we're talking about what the last president did. May so rest in peace. It was his regime that imported Fulanis to this country. Rufai said it, admitted it on television, and they were negotiating to pay them money. These are not fit of that government, isn't it? Is it not the same APC? The same APC imported bandits into this country. And the current government is APC, and you're saying, I'm not politicizing that. I'm telling you what happened.
Your Majesty, if I may, I mean, the interview with former Governor Rufai, it just so happens that, we conducted that particular interview. And I do not recall that he said that they imported Fulanis into the country. What he did say was that some Fulanis who normally herd cows into the country were caught up in a post-election conflict, and their cattle and their people were killed. And that as a result, they launched an onslaught onto some parts of this country, which they had to now go and see how they could compensate them. That he made a trip outside of this country to see how they could seek peace, so to speak, while also offering compensation. That was the crux of the interview, I mean, of that particular bit. At what point did we hear the part where he said government brought in Fulani people?
I'm sorry you're saying this, and you're a Nigerian, and the news person, you must know. They admitted it that they brought Fulanis into this country to win election. They didn't hide it. They said after they finished, they wanted those Fulanis to go back, and they didn't go back, so they wanted money, and they were negotiating how much to pay them. They mentioned, oh, you are Nigerian, you are this person, you must know.
Was that a separate interview? Was it former Governor Rufai who said this?
What does it matter?
It matters, Your Majesty. Just so that we're not mixing the situation up. We do not mix it.
Are you saying that this statement I'm saying didn't come out in Nigeria? Are you saying it's not in the air? It's not out there? Are you saying Nigerians don't know that the APC under Buhari imported Fulanis into this country to win election? Are you saying you don't know?
And of course, we will try more to cultivate that culture in our people, while at the same time bringing the Fulanis in one fold and try to arrest their traditional practice of moving from one place to the other. And that is very big, an uphill task. But I think we can communicate with them more, because to them they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria.
But that's the thing, Your Excellency. How do we ensure that those who will be participating in this federal government largely funded program will be Nigerians?
In terms of the funding?
No, in terms of
the operations.
Operations. You said to bring in the Fulanis together.
You see, the issue of misconception, I say there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in Cameroon, but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language, which you and I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage, something that is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a Nigerian or this. No. In most cases, the crises are precipitated by those outside Nigeria. When there is a reprisal, it is not the Fulani man within Nigeria that causes it. It is that culture of getting revenge, which is embedded in the tradition of the Fulani man, that attracts reprisal from all over the
If I understand it, does that mean that those Fulani men who are maybe domiciled in other countries who move around, they can come into the country and this plan will accommodate them as well?
Yes, that's what we want to do. But it has to be done through sensitization, telling them you have to buy in the project, and you use the language, the culture itself to be able to convince them, away from the mistrust where the whole system of transhumance or pastoralism is criminalized. Criminalization of pastoralism is the problem that we have with this project, and it requires people with passion who understand them and who they believe in, people like us from that part of the country, to say, yes, we have this. Because today, there is no limit to the accusation that this and that has happened and it is the Fulani man who caused it. There is no tribe that is not, that you don't have this criminality in. But certainly, the way and manner we do it is really exacerbating the crisis and the problems.
Will there be any form of documentation of all the people that will be,
yes, we are taking
that.
Oh yes, that is going to give Nigeria the opportunity to really have the best in terms of documentation in the demographics, because as I said, the Fulani man settles anywhere he can feed his cattle. And so if they are put in one place and they are made to understand that this is to save them and their animals, they are exposed to the vagaries of the forest and what is going on, cattle rustling, killings and what have you. And that's why it is important for them to understand that staying in one place is good. And of course, in terms of the best practice of carrying the meat, the cows and the
let's stay with that security angle for a bit. Is there going to be this plan going to be a fenced enclosure where anyone who comes in is secured, so there is no one that can just come in from anywhere else?
No. It is going to be a colony, and a colony does not require a fence.
You will understand the reason. You will understand the reason why people are concerned, because of all the security issues that have been happening over time. So if that's...
These forests are there anyway. If you don't occupy them and create a colony out of them, they create places for the criminals. And today, that's why you have the Sambisa forest, because it is not being utilized.
But Your Excellency, much as yes, I mean, they're fantastic. We have met a lot of them who are Fulanis as well. But the concern too is, why should federal government use resources for this country to accommodate Fulani men who are not Nigerians?
You see, as I said, we are already accommodating them. Do you delineate and then really know who is not a Fulani man from Nigeria? They are all Nigerians, because I said their identity, their own citizenship is Nigerian, even though we have relations all over the world, all over Africa. And so, presumably they are Nigerians. I think you get me. That is the misunderstanding. They move from one place to the other, and they have relations, kith and kins in all the parts of the country and even outside the country. So that is why our own population is fluid. We can certainly not say this is the population of Nigeria.
So we have a confession that the media has not given appropriate attention. Kawu Baraje Alhaji was a leading chieftain of the APC, and he has confessed that they imported the foreign mercenaries who have become bandits. He has confessed. How much more evidence do you need? He has confessed that they imported them for the elections. This is public. Why is the media not following up? Why are we not asking for accountability? So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. My name is Martin Onobo. I said it. APC is the direct sponsor of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. Ask me for the evidence. Good. I just gave you confession of Kawu Baraje. That's number one. Number two, Miyetti Allah made a public statement that if you want peace in your state, don't call any meeting. Provide land for Fulanis in your state. Public statement. Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah is a collaborator with the ruling party. We had a report that the ruling party funded Miyetti Allah to the tune of 100 billion. I wasn't there when the payment was made, but that's in the public domain. We had an official report that the government of Nigeria was going to establish a radio station in collaboration with Miyetti Allah, where Fufu Day, the Fulani tribal dialect, will be the language of communication. Now, interestingly, you ask me for facts. We have it on the authority of the Ondo State government that the PRO of Miyetti Allah in Ondo State led the criminal suspect gang that killed Papa Shoranti's daughter. That is on the authority of the Ondo State government. And they have been arrested. And the leader of the gang is the PRO of Miyetti Allah in Ondo State. We have it on the authority of the Nigerian police that a headsman was arrested with a military rifle in Plateau State. I have the number of the rifle. I can send it to you by SMS. I just need to check my records. I have the rifle number. We have it on the authority of retired Colonel Nyam that the Fulani headsmen repelled in Ogoja were using Nigerian army rifles from the barracks in that vicinity, and that the soldiers came to collect the rifles back. Now, who is the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces? Who should be responsible for the activities of these armed forces? We have it on the authority of General Danjuma. Danjuma has commanded these forces. We have it on the authority of General Danjuma that the armed forces are conniving with the bandits that are killing citizens. How much more evidence do you want? How much more evidence? We have hard physical evidence. We have testimonies from relevant authorities. How much more evidence do you want to know that the ruling party in Nigeria, the APC, is the sponsor of insecurity and terrorism? How much more evidence? I don't need any more evidence. I am 1000% convinced, and nobody has contrary evidence. The APC, the ruling party in Nigeria, is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria.
That is damning. For the fact that the Nigerian government sponsored terrorism has finally been institutionalized under this Buhari's regime.
I forgot one point. The trial in Dubai. The trial in Dubai, where some Nigerians were convicted for terrorism financing in Nigeria. The published report say that they were traced to people high up in government. So how much more evidence do we need? All the evidence is out there.
Barrister, how would you talk about the time of late President Muhammadu Buhari? Remember, not speak ill of the dead, but, a couple of encomiums were given on his administration, despite a lot of trajectory that followed his administration at the time.
I was thinking anybody that want to praise Buhari will tell us that outstanding thing he did. I was thinking, at least tell us that these are the things that happened when he was in office for the 8 years. Mm-hmm. For me, Buhari's 8 years in office as a civilian president was like the years of locust for Nigeria. Seriously. It's like the man came into office with vengeance. He contested 3 times and he didn't win. So when he eventually did, he came with vengeance and was rampaging anything on his way. That was why he started in 2016 when he introduced the Fulani agenda.
He introduced the Fulani agenda?
Yes, because that was the year he included 940 million in our budget to fund the Fulani herdsmen activities.
How do you know he was to? How are you setting to us to fund the Fulani herdsmen activities?
I am coming now.
Okay.
I am coming. When that announcement was made in our budget, all of us were wondering, what is this? But this is a private business. You don't need to use our taxpayers' money to fund the activities. He said it is to stop the farmer herder clash. He wants to build ranches all over Nigeria for the cattle rearers. We grudgingly said, okay, if that will solve the problem, now go ahead. Esther, please. For the 8 years of Buhari, did you see where he built one ranch like this one? At the end of that 2016, we didn't see any ranch. The money, we didn't see where it entered. All that we saw was that at the end of that 2016, Fulani herdsmen started carrying AK-47 all over the place.
Okay.
That was the beginning. That was the beginning of this terrorism that we are all lamenting today.
Okay.
Because before that time, it wasn't like this. Nobody was. They were not this bold and arrogant.
Okay.
We were thinking Buhari will rein them in. Up to today, he didn't. Rather, wherever they commit their mayhem, Buhari will go there and tell the people, accommodate your brothers. Mention one day, Buhari was very, very, very angry with his kinsmen for what they are doing in Nigeria. Just one day when Buhari gave a stern warning for Fulani herdsmen to stop killing people in their farmland and all that. Just one day throughout his regime. Rather, he will look the other side. I feel he didn't know what happened throughout his regime. Is that not enough evidence to tell you that this is what he came to do?
Are you sure?